Thank you, Sandy. Thank you to our wonderful actors, actresses, to everyone who helped put the pageant together. Joanna Smith, who does our religious education, the Artie committee here at Restoration, Jane for doing the music, our choir for being flexible. Thank you to you for being here and participating. Can we just, one more time? Okay, here's what I need. We've been sitting for a little bit, so I just need you to kind of give us a little stretch here if you're feeling a little cramped. Get your holy wiggles out. They're acceptable here. We're just going to listen to me for a few minutes, then we're going to sing, and then we're going to get out of here and have cookies downstairs afterwards if you are interested in that. So here's what else I need. For our young people here in the crowd, I'm going to need your help throughout this. This is called a sermon, and I need your help pronouncing one word. And it's a word that's pronounced surely. Surely. Can we all say that together? Surely. Yes, if you're young at heart, you're a child of any age. Say it one more time with me. Surely. Okay, throughout the sermon, when I need your help, I'm going to give you the signal, and we're going to say, surely. Okay, surely is a way of saying, like, this is important. Really, pay attention to this. All right, with that, our theme in the month of December is awe. And I am in awe of this. I'm in awe of the poem, the Magnificat. I'm in awe of this story. I am in awe of a young girl named Mary. I'm in awe of this night, when darkness so fully envelops the northern hemisphere that the longest night feels like either a checkpoint that you have to get past, or a deep breath and a reset before a brand new year begins. I'm in awe of ancient memories of people staring up into the stars amidst the inky blackness of the sky. And they said, surely. Surely the light will return when we see the first crescent moon after the solstice. Millennia later, we are still here staring up into the sky, waiting for the light to return, telling stories about light and darkness. But mostly I'm in awe of the young girl, Miriam of Nazareth. A young girl with her whole life ahead of her, with the big task of becoming a mother. It's a big task to be a mother of any kind, much less the mother of Emmanuel, God is with us. And to have a divine baby, it's kind of a lot. Surely all moms think of their firstborn as divine when they first meet them, and it's only by the time we boys get to be about the age where you can run around and blow things up and stick things into electrical sockets and yell in the line of the grocery store, "I want Cocoa Puffs, Mom!" Makes wee son seem a little less divine and a little more, well, human. But surely that must be the point of Mary's poem, the Magnificat, to make it a little more human. So I wonder if there's a little more awe waiting for us for the next 10 minutes. You see, Mary, the young girl who recites this poem, she's got a little something special to her. She's got a little spunk to her. And if you don't quite know what you're hearing when you hear these words in the Magnificat, it goes right by you. Mary makes a reference in her poem to Psalm 103. It's a psalm that I had to recite every day in preaching class as a warm-up for my voice. It goes like this: Bless the Lord, O my soul, all that is within me. Bless God's holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all God's benefits. Bless the Lord, O my soul. We in the South often say, well, bless my soul. Or more derogatorily, bless their little hearts. But Mary seeks to pour out her soul to the divine. Why? To give thanks for a baby she didn't ask for? May not have wanted? May not be ready for? Surely not? Surely not. To say thank you for being thrust out of sweet anonymity and into history's eye, to be scrutinized, picked over, vilified, deified, exalted, adored, and in some cases ignored by us today. She sings, my soul magnifies the greatness of the Lord. That word magnifies. I had to look it up. My soul magnifies the greatness of the Lord. I never thought about it before. Magnifies. That the soul of a human woman makes the greatness of the ruler of the universe bigger, closer, more defined, clearer. It must be deeper. It's not her soul we like to think of when she says the word my soul, not like a spirit as we might think of it. The word is actually psyche, like your psyche, her inner self, all that is within me. What is within Mary in this moment? The courage, the trauma, the fear of being a mother, the hope of being a mother, the joy of being a mother, the love, the grace, the morning sickness, the baby. All of her human conditions, she says, magnifies the divine, makes it bigger, stronger, more alive. Then her second line references the song of Isaiah, famous prophet of Israel, who, when called upon to do the work of love and justice in the world, responds to God saying, "Here I am, Lord," just as Mary does a few lines before what we read. She says, "Here I am." So she references Isaiah, connecting her to a long line of prophets. And she says, "Surely God is my Savior. My spirit rejoices in God, my Savior." Now she uses the word spirit. This is like what we think of, like spirit, soul. The word is pneuma. It also means breath, wind. Every breath you take. It's like she's saying, all my respiration is a way of rejoicing in holy oneness. Surely God is my Savior, my hero, the one who rescues me from danger. So her first line in her poem, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, who rescues me from iniquities, from danger, from sorrow." It's a hero figure. But who is the hero in this story? Or the heroine? Ready? Surely. It's Mary. For all the miracles of Jesus, mythology or not, he is not anyone without mom. He's a mama's boy at heart. Mothers, whenever they give birth, physically, spiritually, mothering in non-biological ways, all moms are heroes. Can we agree on that? It's an absolute disservice that we only have one day to honor moms here in this country and that we miss the honor due to this particular mom. The young Jewish mother who has just told us that the messiness of her humanity is what magnifies the holiness of God, and that every breath we take on this good earth is an opportunity to cry out in awe for someone to do something about the fantastic and mysterious universe. Baby Jesus gets born and will do as all infants do. He screams his little head off at the wonder of being new, at the wonder of being alive, at the wonder and awe of experiencing it all for the first time, the muchness of it. Mary reminds us it's good to be human, and our humanity and the divine are interconnected. She reminds us that women are heroes and that breathing is important. 2 more points. Psalm 103 goes on to say, God doesn't deal with people according to their sins, their deficiencies, their mistakes. God doesn't punish people for screwing it up based on how they were born, who they are inside, because God knows people are human. To be human is to make mistakes. To be human is to be imperfect. The line in Psalm 103 that Mary references is God's steadfast mercy. Hebrew word is hesed. It endures forever. That is an encouraging piece of universalist theology that we celebrate here. Second, hesed does not mean that God's anger doesn't happen. Buckle in for this. God does not like it when people are oppressed. Surely. God doesn't like it when the rich don't use their status and wealth and privilege to help others.
Surely.
As we say back home, that is an ugly look to your life, and
surely.
God don't like ugly. The Magnificat is a warning to people who abuse power, who strangle resources, who hoard wealth, who turn away immigrants seeking asylum and refuge and homes and fair job and health care, places to raise their family, people who refuse to study gun violence, people who put party over country, who demand control of women's bodies, who advocate responsibility to save a burning planet, and who do it all in the name of the very God who just chose a young, uneducated, brown-skinned girl who does not speak English to bear the incarnation of love into the world. Mary's got words for them. And she says, God called me, the poor, blessed. She says, the proud God scatters. Those who fancy themselves kings, God brings them down to reality. The rich who do not share are sent away empty. The poor, the broken, the forgotten, the overlooked, the homeless, the hungry, filled with good things. The Magnificat is about the spirit of Christmas. And that is the message of the Christ. To be human is to be blessed, to be beloved, that everything within you magnifies the holiness inside of and beyond you, that every breath is precious and a chance to call out what needs to be saved and healed and restored. God does not deal with mistakes the way that we would, the way that I would. Love endures forever. And if you take advantage of the benefits offered by this earth, by our society, by the God of justice for the poor, be ready for the blessed ones to rise up with God alongside and knock you off your throne. Because to have too much and not share, to defend inhumane treatments and say that God has blessed you more than the many Marys and Josephs and Jesuses on the southern border of this country because of your wealth, that is an ugly look, and God don't like ugly. Mary's message: fight the power, feed the poor, share the wealth, be a hero, breathe, shout. My friends, in my tradition in Christianity, Christ is described as light. The Christ power is described as light. As the Christ was in Mary, and as my tradition tells us, is now in all of us. Surely, so is that light. As Mary was the bearer of the light of God, so the mother of God calls all of us to be political, to be radical, and magnificent. So this Christmas season, the light in you is waiting to be birthed into the world. May we be like Mary. When called to be the mother of God, she said, surely. As German mystic Meister Eckhart said, we are all called to be mothers of God, my friends, for God is always waiting to be born. And so it is. Surely.